Hello, lovelies. Today's webinar, as advertised, is on how to know if you have negative energy or curses. Yeah? Well, I've spent basically my entire healing career on this subject, addressing negative energy, removing negative energy, entities, curses, implants, you name it. There's nothing I haven't looked at in the way of negative energy. Okay, so this is basically what life's about. Because if you think about it, everything is energy. I'm going to put my glasses on because some people are coming on so I can say hello. Hi, lovelies. If you think about it, everything begins with energy. And if that was ingrained in your mind when you're a child to say, okay, so the food you eat is energy, the people you sit next to is energy, the table you sit at, the place you go, all of it, everything is based on an energy, the clothes you wear. And to choose the energy, hello guys, hey lovelies, the energy you are to choose a positive energy. In anything that you do, not to choose it on, I have to do it because it's the only way I can make money, or I have to do it because I'm unworthy of anything better. You might have all belief systems. So basically, if you can understand the concept, everything begins with an energy, then you'll be able to understand this concept a little better. Hey Tara, hey Thelma. All right, so let's start with that concept. So your life is full of energy, and your personal energy field is pulling in experiences, pulling in the blocks or the flows, the negative entities, energies, or not. And I will tell you, if you're made up of negative energy or not. Now, this doesn't mean that you can necessarily be like a bad person, because you can actually just not be mean to others at all, but you can be mean to yourself. And when you've got low vibrational energy, you will have entities on you. So you might go, but I'm not mean to anybody else, but I'm going to run through some checklists. And if you qualify, then hi, EPEC, you'll qualify for, hi Natasha, you'll qualify for having negative energy. All right, so I'm going to give you some of the clues now. These clues are clues that you don't read about when you go Google, how do I know about negative energy? These clues I've personally experienced them, and I've seen them time and time again. Now, why I understand them better is because I noticed that when you remove the negative energy, how the flow rocks up, how, easy life is. And then when they hit you in the face, you go, this isn't how it normally works. So anyway, I'm going to run through them. And yes, someone asked me, is this part of your evolution? And everything has got a message in it, and it is for you to change something when you have negative energies. But anyway, let's take a look. Here we go. Okay, so we've got, there's a lot, so I'll just probably go through half of them. So light bulbs or fuses blown, or like your things breaking down, your washing machine, your dishwasher, all of that means that there's a negative energy around. So it's a sign, and especially when it just glows suddenly. So, if you got 50 years out of a machine, that means you've had good energy. That runs on it. All those computers and all of that run on electrical energy. And they're really easily accessed with negative entities and stuff, your computer. Seriously, I reckon someone has got on my computer, and it's like my computer's been so sabotaged, like everyone else can get stuff, but me no. So but it has a message for me. All I'm saying is, if I get the message and raise my vibration, it can't match it anymore. So what happens is, when I have a lot of frustrating things, like bizarro things I call them, absolutely crazy, that just doesn't make sense, then the universe does tell me that I need to be more patient. So it keeps throwing it at me until I do it. All right, so you've got negative or angry shop assistants. So if you walk in and you've got someone angry at you, or you get a service that's bad, there's that negative energy on you. There's no flow. Someone, because these negative energies can come from other people. Someone might be mad at you, or somebody might be, angry at you, or not want you to succeed, or just whatever. Their energy can come onto you, and then you attract something. I'm going to write like interesting and negative shop assistant. Now, there's another process of why it sits on you. Like, so something, they can throw their negative energy. There's that next layer of you having to be stronger and elevated in that energy for it not to affect you. So that's the process. So you've got someone outside of you and they're throwing that energy at you. If you're angry back, or you feel it, if you're don't move and see the sign of, maybe the sign is, hey, you know what, I need to have boundaries in my energy field. Like, that might be the message. And if you don't do that, then you keep getting it. So it's sort of like a three-part process to why you have negative energies. Strange or weird people. You get the crazy ones rocking up. Basically, when you have a complete lack of flow, you attract bad luck. It's like, oh, that's bad luck. Why did I get the parking ticket? Why did I get, this line where it's a big queue and not the flow in that next line? It's like so this is how I walk around and going, am I on track? I just tune in and go, yeah, when I'm in line, and I get like a good service person, or it all works out, I go, I'm in the flow. Hey, Rebecca. And so that's how I'm gauging where I'm at. So when I don't get flow, I'm sort of thinking, oh, and I need to be reminded, ciao, Katarina, when I need to be reminded that, hey, this is me. And this is the last one. When I really get this one, this is the last final thing, that I am not to be reactive no matter what. And sometimes I've done non-reaction, and sometimes I haven't. So because I'm the creator of everything, a service, whatever. And that's the key, is working out what do you have to do to change. So what else? You can receive unexpected expenses. Is when, oh, that costume, you get this extra bill, and then an extra bill, people overcharge you, all of these things. When you see accidents around you, there's bad information coming around you. You feel that you're not yourself, you're depressed, you have negative thoughts, and you lack confidence. That's another sign. You attract vermin, mice, cockroaches, possums. They come and invade. It's like, it's like to anything. You look at, so this is a process of working through your life. It's like saying, okay, you keep having to clear. Life is an evolution of understanding and clearing negative energy. Now, I'm just showing you the signs. This means if you're getting all this stuff, you have negative energy in you. And that's the next step to that, is working out where this is coming from. And it comes from when you perhaps don't have good boundaries, and say you're actually negative to yourself by going, I don't deserve more. Or you fight back with negative energy. You might be mad at someone, and that energy then goes on them. So it's just like having a war going. So that's why entities go backwards and forwards. And if you try and play peacemaker in a war, well, you're going to be a target too. Your job isn't to do peacemaker. Your job is to have the best energy. So then when you have the best energy, none of these entities can be around you, and then you'll attract, like, what about ants? Yeah, well, well, is it like ants outside your house and they're okay and they're happily out there, but when they start interfering in your environment and your peace, then that's a sign that there's an invasion of energy. Okay, so let me see now. What else we got? Like even if you're on the street and there's chaos. Like, for instance, I went to the post office. I was at the post office this morning, And I was asking them why I get this letter saying that I've got this parcel at 7 p.m. in the evening, and that they've dropped it off, and they didn't even ring my bell. But why is it at 7 o'clock? How can you drop off a parcel? And anyway, I was and then all of a sudden there was chaos and noise in this post office, and it's like, and I think back and I think, oh, I'm clearing some energy of a place that I was at where I need to raise my vibration, which I've been doing. But there's been some people like not too happy that, I had a sold out event somewhere that they're from. And I kind of feel their energy, and it's like this, I'm trying to attack you. Fortunately, my attacks are less and less. Like, I've had serious ones, but just to get a bit of noise, and at the post office in this chaos, and I'm sort of going, I'm feeling, because noise, I'm very sensitive, and I when I get noise or smell, I've had attacked by, I go to an Airbnb place, and they'll have an organic oil, but it will be the most irritating, and somehow for some reason it's like I feel like I'm dying in there and I can't even be in the room, and then I finally find out that the oil, and they say no, it was an organic one or something. It will be, I've had that one a few times where the smell has been put in the room, and it's killing me, really. So that's like a negative energy, anything that doesn't give you that flow. So if you have a lot of chaos in your life, you have a lot of, you can't see, the flow as much, as easily as you would. So what you need to start doing is changing. It's about the changing of the vibration inside you. It's everything is really to expand you. And people think, okay, they might go, oh, well, negativity doesn't affect me. I won't worry about that. Like, I'll just tolerate stuff. They don't take care of your energy field. Well, then you have a vibration there that lets entities and energies come and attach to you. Okay, so I'll give you a little example of a negative energy. Now, I've grown up with a lot of physical toxicity. Now I'm talking about mercury, I'm talking about arsenic. I ate it, it was fed to me. I'm talking about like smoked, I drank, I grew up with a lot of toxins in my body, which is part of why I was very sick. And toxins, physical toxins, will also be reflective of my toxic state of my body, plus emotions. It will dense my body, allow my body to be more dense and attract negative energy to it. So I'll just tell you this, there was a time when I was called Quantum Healing, and I was at this expo. By the way, when you are more sensitive, you are also an easy target. So it's a bit of a catch-22. So when you do open up your spirituality, you do open up energy for other negative energies to come through. So it's a bit catch-22. Although you need to be sensitive, you need to be able to feel energy. Anyway, so I'm at this expo, and I remember this woman walking up to me, and I just felt bad. I walked back. Didn't like her, and I walked back, right? But I felt something enter my stomach. Now, I'd forgotten about it, a year later or 8 months later, whatever. I had fibroids growing inside me. So in hindsight, I knew it was an entity. And why did I know it was an entity? Because when I went to get them removed, I was at the hospital, finally after all that time I'm booked in and I'm ready to have this hysterectomy. Things are going wrong, and then there's a guy in the room next to me screaming out, let me out of here, let me out of here. And I'm going, I'm missing the flow of what I normally create. And I can create coming out of hospital with zero pain. I'm like, I know I can do stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to have no pain, it's going to be fine, it's going to be awesome. And that's my mindset, and I create that. And I truly believe that, so there's no reason why it couldn't happen. However, when I came out of the operation, I had a nasty male nurse just talking about his party he had the night before, and I'm highly sensitive, and I just wanted to, tell him to shut the F up, but I couldn't. And then he's like looking at me, and I was in serious pain, and I could barely talk because I'm like groggy. He goes, what's the matter? And I go, pain. I just said the word pain. And he goes, you just got to press your own morphine pump. I can't do it for you. He's talking to me like this. So I had no energy to actually press my pump, but after I started to come to, and he was just talking about his party and didn't give a shit, I was wheeled off to my room. So as I go to my room, there's this kid running around very noisy, and there's this other person in the room. I'm like, but this is not flow. This is not flow. This is just, could it not, it's going wrong. Anyway, at 7 o'clock at night, finally the kid leaves, the people leave the room. I've got the room to myself. My pain completely stops, and it's like the switch went. And my ex-husband at the time was at home, well, he was my husband at the time, at home, and he said he had to leave the house because there was lights were flickering, scratching in the walls, and he's highly sensitive to energy. So I, in hindsight, when he told me that, it was years later that I started to put all the pieces together. Go, of course. So my fibroids, which is a growth, starts with a negative entity in my body. And then I looked at all the signs of getting that entity out. It was not happy. So that is, how things grow inside you. It all begins with an energy, and something that's negative that grows, tumors, cancers, all of that is negative energy that turns into or attracts more energy that's oh, there we go. Okay. So sorry about that. My phone jumped off, which is, a negative entity jumping at me. Who knows? They don't like. I often get a lot of resistance when someone comes to get a healing from me, and I look like I'm upside down, don't I? I look like I am upside down. I have to turn this. Am I upside down? I'm not upside down now. Okay, guys. Am I okay? So I was upside down. Whatever. The phone jumped out. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is the way the entities attract you is all of what's inside you, all of your emotional states and your physical state, and where your weaknesses are. You'll be targeting your weaknesses. So let's take, when you get theft, fraud on your card, that's definitely a sign of negative energy. When you are anxious and you're fearful, you'll definitely have negative energy on you. So, or if you feel like a dark cloud's hanging over you, so that's a sign you have negative energy, negative entities, and also some people avoid you don't get help, you have illnesses with your pets. So I've seen, so there's what I'm going to do. I was upside down. I'm not now. I'm hoping I'm not upside down. So you get lost easily. Oh, that's another one. When you get lost and you're going somewhere and you go, I just couldn't find it, or your mail gets lost, or things just disappear, or if nothing, that's one. So, but what will happen is all of your weak areas. So for instance, let's say your mailbox is harder to find, or it's not as clear. That'll be a way negative entities try and get at you. Or if you have physical pain, you've got weaknesses in your body that you might have a weakness in your lower back. It'll target your lower back if you're starting to get back pain. I had a girl once that she touched me on the back. And also, so if someone wants to come on, I'll see if we can work this one too. You can ask to come on, and I'll test you for your negative energy, and I'll tell you where it's coming from, or if you've got a curse. So curses are usually done with a real specific intent. So ask to see if you can come on. You've got to add yourself, and I'll see if I can pull you on again. It's one of those things with this, me trying to bring people on. So where was I going through? So, all right, we'll just see if you can come on. So I'm talking about negative energy, curses, and I had some examples to give you. Oh yes, this girl. She didn't like me, or she was resentful towards me, but she never said it. She talks about that I'm really great, but underneath her emotion, she didn't like me, and she patted me on the back to congratulate me for something. And then it was like half an hour later, after, and I felt it, I thought, I don't want her touching me. I was in bed in bed, like that's bad. This is years ago. In bed with severe back pain, and it went on for around about a day. So that's a lot of energy. So she touched my back, and next minute, well, it was later that the back pain came up. So, all right, so if you've got to ask to come on, you've got to ask to come on to see if I can add you. I'm not guaranteeing that I can, or, yeah. So let me just quickly answer some of these questions about what you said about negative energy. Negative entity seems to reattach again and again. So it's reattaching again and again. That means that the person is not changing, because when someone comes to me with a negative energy, I will go, well, okay, yeah, you do have it, and you have your curses, and you have this, but this is why, and this is what you have to do to not get them back. You have to shift your energy. Because as you know, in the world there's good and there's bad, and the good can turn into something amazing if you decide, but get the messages. The forensic healers are really awesome at reading energy fields and giving you a negative life patterns. And you need to turn into a detective of your energy field. Well, yeah, okay, so you've got to see if you can add yourself. If you want to come on, I have to see if anyone's added themselves, which you haven't. Request to be in your broadcast, or allow viewers to send you a request to join. Yeah, so that means, yeah, so the request is open for you to come on. Curses are when there's a lot of intense energy put on you. Some people actually do rituals, and that's when they're really chronic and they can really affect your life and cause financial issues, health issues. It'll really target a weak area of you. So if you have a pattern of being in financial struggles, then that will be the place to go if you are cursed. People that curse you, yeah, it's not that hard. It's a lot. All it is a lot of intense energy, and you to be a good conduit for it. A good conduit is what is in your energy field, like a matching energetic vibration, even if it's low self-worth, even if it's you guilt, even if it's shame, or anger, or even if it's lack of confidence. If it's low enough, then another low vibrational curse or energy can attach. Yeah. So if you try to add yourself to this webinar, anybody, because you're asking me some questions, but you can see if you can add yourself. So they're not changing, and that's exactly what I will say to someone. I'll go, well, you've got to rise. It's called rise, R-I-S-E, rise, elevate, be greater than. It's, I'm not the only one that says this. You have to be greater than. Just because they've done this to you, just because, like, you might get a nasty, person at the desk, which is why I hold back on complaining about things. And if I encounter something negative, instead of me fighting that, I go, why have I got that? And sometimes, and that's what you need to say, because if you go and complain, and I'm not saying this maybe not your place to complain, but if you're getting this a lot, that means you're not getting your message. But if you go and complain, you just you put more energy on what you don't want. I will go to myself, why did I get that? What does that mean? Where's this energy coming from? What do I have to shift? Then I'm not going to keep getting the same old. Whereas when you're sort of in the fight of the negative energy, right, I'm mad at them, they were mad at me. So it's called rise. This is why there's a spiritual growth. How do you add yourself? Well, you go into and say add. I don't know what it would look like, but that's what you've got to work out, because I can't show you how to add yourself at the moment. Let's see if we got some more questions. I had some on the other page. Okay, so, well, I'll tell you now, if you want to know if you do have a negative energy, most people know that they feel like they're cursed or they have negative energy around them. That's when you lack the flow, when you go, how come that wrong person is in my life? How come I've got this negative email come in? How come I've got this negative comment? The universe does talk to you, and everything is an energy. And how come I don't get flow instead of the blocks. And in the traffic, you're driving in driving, do you get all these blocks and negativity and people cursing you and finger up and all that? That's not by chance. It's often there's a low vibration in you, but you can have people around you who are negative and their energy gets in you, and then you go out and attract that. So there is sort of two parts to this little video I'm doing. The two parts is curses that can be on you, and then or people around you that are negative that gets in your energy field and your own negativity. Now, if you've got negative people around you, you will have negative energy in you because you're telling me that is acceptable. So you accept negativity. And so you become a magnet for things to jump on you. And these things turn into poor health conditions, pain, cancers, all these, bad luck. Say you go to a doctor and it's like bad luck. It's the things is you don't get the right doctor, you don't get all the people that are there to help you. Can turn into emotional and relationship problems and financial problems and career problems, everything. Okay, so I'm just gonna. You posted your question. What was your question? How do I add myself? Well, I don't know. I can't tell you how to add. All I know is you go on the video and then there's an ad. So I can't. I'm not on your end at the moment. So if you can't work that one out, I don't know how to. You just go add. But whether you actually then if I can actually talk to you is another thing, because often I've done these videos and I'm not always able to pull someone on. Request to join, green button is next to the like button. Well, there you go. Thanks, Kim. Beautiful. All right. Okay. So how can I tell negativity on me? Well, again, is there negativity in your life? Because if there's negativity in your life, voila, matches negative energy. Because everything begins with an energy. So that's when I say to myself, when it doesn't go right, I go, where's this coming from? All right. Hi there, I'd like to know if anything negative attached. Thank you. Menstrual pain. Oh, yeah. Well, menstrual pain, terrible. You know what? That can come from religious stuff. Religion programs you, if you're looking at, to be guilty, that you're wrong, that women are to suffer. And in the Bible actually says that Eve shall suffer all the days of her life, and it will be in labor. So you can have religion throwing that fear and condemnation and judgments, especially on women, on you, and that may need to be released, because when you're a child, it becomes you. That is the hardest things to change, is the programming and thoughts and energy put on you in childhood. Because you have no filter process, you have no protection. What does this one say? Why some people are too much in love and they get married, one of those spouses, all with long-term illnesses, and because of an unavoidable circumstance, they are not able to live together. Why some people who are too much in love and they get married, one of the spouses, they get, okay, well, that sounds like a curse. When people, it's just a pattern, and you can have curses that come through your genetics. And you can change the curses. You can take these genetic curses off. What I find is those that want the answers will get the answers. Those that want to do the work will get it. It's like, so I have people that say, well, I really want this, and they've seen my videos and they see what happens and they see the reviews at a workshop, but yet they never turn up to a workshop. They don't turn up to mine. They don't go to others, or they might just go to something really small that they don't have to invest in. Why people make changes is when they say, you know what, I will do anything to free my soul. I will put my energy, which is their time or their money, whatever, into working on myself. Those that will say, well, first of all, I've had people that have said, oh, that one girl came to my workshop and she said, oh, my husband actually thinks that I'm working. And she's the money supplier, so she doesn't have enough strength to say to her husband, I'm going to do these things. So she would never turn up to a 7-day live, because that would be too hard to pull off. But it's all about are you wanting to invest in? And anyone that has invested in themselves, that has decided that they've put themselves first, have reaped the rewards, but that's just how life works, isn't it? It's like a relationship. You're with a partner. You might want to put energy in, but they have to also do it for it to work. Well, the universe is saying, I'm here to help you, but are you willing to do the work? So, rightio. So I'm just going to say, I think I've answered most of the questions, and I want to end it here by saying, okay, so your negative energy will have a match in your body to a low thought about yourself, a low thought about someone else, a low vibrational emotion, or a belief system. Some people have belief systems that they don't even notice. A belief system is that, well, that's how life is. I have a belief system that life is a struggle. So you can't fight against that. So you've got to start looking at what are you vibrating every minute, every moment, which is why I've created the 14-day spiritual cleanse, where we just pull this whole thing apart and we release the negative energy and the curses that are in our energy field. My #1 blog post that's at the top of Google is how to protect yourself spiritually, and that's what people ask. That question gets asked a lot. So I'm going to really go deep on the reasons why you attract it. This will be a live 14 days with me, May 1 to May 14. So you're welcome to join, and this is your opportunity. Many people have wanted to have appointments with me or do my class 7-day, but they'll come up with, say, oh, it's too far, it's too expensive. Well, here we go. Now it's half price. You're welcome to come and join me on this 7-day. I'll be doing live demonstrations. I'll be doing one-on-ones, and I'll be bringing people, on Skype. We'll be doing all of this in the 14 days. After that, it'll be an online course. So, I won't be present. So, I love this. I love this topic. Why do I love it? Because lives change. As soon as you take out the negative energy of why something keeps attracting, you change your life. Now, oh, bless you. Thank you for thanking me. Nothing makes me happier. And if you've seen the videos, you see people, once you take out and identify where that low vibration is, then it will pull out their condition. But it does take, it's a two-way street. You also have to have someone that's developed good karma, that's someone that's really, wanted this. There are a lot of prerequisites to how easily things come up and whether they stay off or not. Okay, so bless you. So let's have a look at moving a negative energy right now. So what you can do is you can go to some situation that you have right now. Think of the situation that you want, that's negative, that you want transformed. So go into it and feel it, and now you're going to rise in that moment. You're going to say, okay, so this is making me feel fearful, this is making me feel stressed, this is making me feel angry. You're going to now choose and to say, I'm going to rise above it, and I'm going to supersede, and I'm going to transmute that vibration. I'm going to free myself up and release it out of my body. So take a deep breath in. So it won't have anything to touch to. It will dissolve it. But it's not, you just don't do that for 1 minute, okay? This is the cycle of life. This is the thing we're here to learn, the thing that you never taught, the thing that's never addressed. And those that seek it find the answers, yeah? All right, so bless you, and releasing you from any negative entity, emotion, thought form, or pattern in your body, and cleansing your auric field. Take a deep breath in. All right. Okay, bless you for amazing positivity. I hope to see you in the 14-day challenge. I'm still writing it because it's one of those things that I just want to feel it. I want to bring in the most powerful information, and we will go where people don't go to really give you that cleanse, and you can keep the course as an online course and do as long as you like. So bless you, thank you, and take care.
want to. Hi, this is Andrea Schulman again, and in today's quick law of attraction video, I wanted to ask a question of you, which is, are you energy sensitive? And 3 signs that tell you that you are energy sensitive. And the reason why I'm making this video is that very often people who are sensitive to energy are often viewed in a negative way, or often believe that there is something wrong with them. But actually, having energy sensitivity is a huge asset with the law of attraction. And so today I wanted to discuss with you why that is. But first, if you're watching this video on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, please make sure to subscribe or follow my page. And if possible, turn on your notifications, because I do release new law of attraction inspired videos like this one every single week. And also, if you enjoy this video, it really does help me out if you give the video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about it below in the comments. Your engagement and support really does help promote my work here on this platform, and I truly do appreciate it. Right, so what is energy sensitivity and why is it important? Energy sensitivity is exactly what it sounds like. It's being sensitive to energy. It's being able to pick up on energy, pick up on frequencies, pick up on vibration. And this is a huge asset with the law of attraction because we live in a vibrational universe. Everything at the end of the day is energy. And if you're able to pick up on subtle differences in energy and frequency, you can make adjustments, quick adjustments that can help you manifest much, much quicker. But here's the thing about energy sensitivity. A lot of times people who are more sensitive to energy, who are more sensitive to frequency, they in many ways can end up feeling like there's something wrong with them. Okay, so in many ways in our conventional society, some of these signs I'm going to talk about are seen in a very negative light. And so sometimes people have a very strong asset at their disposal, but they come to identify it in a negative way. And so I want to talk about these signs for you, and let's clear up some misconceptions about what they mean. Now, the first sign that you are energy sensitive is that you have very deep empathy for other people. Not everybody has this, and that's okay. But people who are very energy sensitive are able to feel the way that their surroundings are feeling. They're able to step inside of another person's shoes very quickly, very easily, and able to intuit how that person feels. Now, through the law of attraction, everything that we experience is, at the end of the day, a projection of our own consciousness. So if you're lining up with somebody, how they feel is really a strong reflection of how you feel inside. But being able to tap into that is an amazing thing. See, if you're dealing with somebody and you can tell that the energy has dipped with that person, well, then you know it's time to make an adjustment in your frequency. You know it's time to step aside. You know it's time to try a different tactic. Okay? But if you're not aware of how that situation is unfolding, how that person is feeling, it's very easy to just kind of keep blazing ahead without making adjustments. So deep empathy for other people is actually a very good sign that you're energy sensitive and that you're able to sense frequency on a very intuitive level. And remember, the big hallmark thing about the law of attraction is that you want to be following good feelings. You want to be following good vibrations. You want to be able to tap into good vibrations, good feelings, good frequencies in order to manifest positive results. And so being able to look at a person or a group of people or a situation and inherently tell, oh, this is a good one for me, is a wonderful, wonderful thing. If you're tapped out from that, if you're disconnected from that, it's just one less opportunity for you to adjust your frequency. And so if you have deep empathy for other people, sometimes that's seen in a negative light, that you take on other people's emotions or that you end up interpreting other people's pain. But really, You don't have to. All you have to do is assess the situation and understand that this is a vibration that's working for me. Let me move with this one. Or this situation or this person right now is not working for me. And so it's best if I go move in this direction for the time being. All right, the second sign that you may be energy sensitive is emotional roller coasters, or having experienced emotional roller coasters in your life. And I can say this with a great deal of certainty from my own experience, because I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. And I do know that there are many people who have experienced things like bipolar disorder or different kinds of mood or anxiety disorders who have dealt with this idea of rolling emotions, okay? And it's seen in a clinical way. It's seen in actually a very negative way in our society, but actually it's a very good indication that you are energy sensitive. And this is why. When we are energy sensitive, again, just like with the empathy, we're very keen on what's going on. We can tell when a situation is going well. We can tell when it's going poorly. We can tell when the energy is working. We can tell when the energy isn't working. And so if you're experiencing emotional roller coasters, it means that you're really dialed into whatever that frequency is. The reason it can create problems, the reason it can kick somebody into a depression or kick somebody into a manic episode, and there may be these cyclings of feelings, is that instead of using that data in a useful way, we get wrapped up into it. Okay, so let me explain how this worked for me in the past before I started to understand the law of attraction. Because I was energy sensitive, if I wandered into a good vibrational area, I would become very entrenched in that. I would feel it, I would express it, and it would catch me, and it would kick me up, because through the law of attraction, whatever you focus on expands. And so if you're able to pick up on a positive vibration and focus on it, it can pull you up very, very quickly. However, the same is true in reverse. So if something were to happen in my reality that seemed negative, or I was able to pick up on a lower energy frequency, focusing on that could just as quickly cycle me back down. Okay, and so this is why people who are energy sensitive, a lot of times they may have struggled with things that are mood disorders or anxiety disorders, or just simply feeling out of control with their emotions. It's not that there's anything wrong with them, it's just they just don't know how to direct their focus in regards to that sensitivity. Again, your energy sensitivity is really just a gift that allows you to follow feeling, follow frequency. If you understand that, you can use that information to your advantage by dialing in really strongly with those positive vibrations and learning how to move yourself away from lower frequencies quickly. Now, a third sign that you may be energy sensitive is suffering from addictions or having suffered from any kind of addiction in the past. Now, just like with these other signs, really, the addiction really kind of points to the fact that, you know, sometimes people get sucked into a frequency and it takes them over. Okay, and so if you are energy sensitive and you are unaware of how to direct that input, again, just like with the roller coaster example, it's very likely that you're going to get dragged down. Okay, because if you're attuned to the frequencies and you focus on them and you feel them, the lower ones will pull you further and further down quickly. Because again, to the law of attraction, what you focus on expands. And this can often play out in addictions, whether it be with food, with alcohol, with substances, smoking, whatever the case may be. Because essentially when somebody is attempting to medicate themselves, what they're attempting to do is to dull that sensitivity. All right, so if I dull that sensitivity, I don't feel the lows. I don't interpret that feedback in a negative way. It kind of becomes a lot more fuzzy and a lot more hazy. Now, I'm not going to say that addictions are a fabulous thing and like good for you if you've got an addiction, but I definitely had addictions. I know plenty of people who are energy sensitive who have had addictions, and a lot of it really just stems from being energy sensitive and just being unaware that that's actually a gift rather than something that's holding you back. Okay, so again, I wanted to make this video because if you are dealing with 1, 2, or all 3 of those symptoms, or you have in your lifetime on any kind of frequent or regular basis, please understand that all that's really going on is that you're interpreting frequency and vibration in a much more expanded way. And that's actually a good thing. All that means is that you're a lot clearer on when things are moving in a good direction and when they're moving in a bad. And if you can start to understand that when the frequency is off, all it means is stop, redirect. All it means is stop what you're doing, go take a break, stop what you're doing, go do something else. Follow the good feelings, follow the positive frequencies. When you start to use that feedback as guidance, wow, things will really work out well for you because you become very attuned to subtle differences in frequency that can push you higher and higher. So if you've dealt with things like addiction, if you've dealt with things like mood disorders or anxiety disorders or any of these things that we've been talking about in this video, it may very well be your strongest manifesting asset if you can learn how to use that information to guide you to the places you wish to go. All right, thanks so much for watching today's video on Are You Energy Sensitive? 3 signs. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about it below in the comments. And also, if you are new to my work, I would love to invite you to take my Law of Attraction test. If you would like to see how your thoughts create your reality, I've designed a test to show you just how to do that. And to take that test now, go ahead and look below in the description for a link. Thanks again for watching today's video and have a great day. Bye-bye.